Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to NEWSBEAT Nightly. How you guys doing? Some exciting stuff to talk about, and how we're going to progress forward. So there's going to be. I really wanted to talk about the services I'll be bringing you. Why my class is going to change your life. And yes, it will be one of the cheapest classes, and I'm going to give you minimally, I'm going to do my best to give you minimally 12 classes for $195, maybe more. I don't know. I'll have to talk. Maybe we'll just have this as an ongoing education for as long as I'm here at T3. We'll see. But what we're going to do is we're going to teach you, obviously, trendline technical analysis. And what you're going to do is you're going to realize how it integrates into everything you're already doing on your charts, how it just lines up with every single thing you're doing. This market to me is so lackluster. This market to me is so lackluster right now. It's just like, okay, all right, we have some crypto names moving. And that's the only exciting thing. So the Qs, yet again, make all-time highs. Never a surprise, right? The only surprise is that people are still surprised. And just because you're not willing to chase doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. I want to just really quelch that, or squelch rather, that thought process in your head that if you're not chasing up here, you're doing something wrong. That is not true. You don't have to want to short the market to not be wanting to buy at these levels. We have a lot of things going on. We'll always find a name or two to trade. I only do a few trades. You see the few trades I do, they generally work in the morning. And I make very little, like even on Under Armour today. So I'm watching Under Armour and I see the hourly fall back here. And I buy, it falls down to $13.41 and I buy $13.49. And then it pops up to 1350s here and I sell it. Just like real quick, like 6,000 shares. I sell out, I make my $500 and then I'm done. Granted, the stock kept running up and I could have made some, good, 4 or 5 grand, but that's not just, again, it doesn't really faze me. It's not really what I'm looking to do in this market, and UA, of course, was one of the names on our game plan from overnight, so that's very interesting. We do have, of course, our new game plan up here with our Forex trades, and I just wanted to really just try to set your mind for what's been happening in this market. And you see, look at the names I'm giving you on the game plan. There's not one of them are over $3. It's like the first time you've seen that, huh? I'm giving you a stock with a 41-cent trigger. That's not a typo. And it's just one of those things where the year end is coming. I get it. I'm already prepping for next year already. I don't feel the urge to chase in. I think this is going to be one of my most important year-end reports. This is going to be one of the most important year-end reports. Is going to be my 2018 report. And of course, we're going to spend a day, see what we did well, like calling the cryptocurrency explosion this year, before every other analyst jumped on our bandwagon, calling what I thought was a decent bottom, calling oil, saying that oil would bottom in the summer. And just using, you could use USO, you could use OIH. And pretty much, I guess we didn't exactly bottom in the summer, but we sort of bottomed. USO is more of the one I use. USO was a beautiful bottom here in the summer. And you saw USO bottomed in June. I forgot what we said in our report. Did we say oil would bottom in June? Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. I'll have to go back. I wrote it a year ago. We'll talk about the bad calls we made. We'll talk about the good calls we made. And we'll also talk about why this 2018 report I feel is going to be one of the most important reports I write, because it actually steps forward into predicting a bear market. And the funny thing is, it's going to be predicted bullishly early, very bullishly early, followed by bearishly. So it's kind of funny how that all works within each other. Wheels within wheels, if you are familiar with the Game of Thrones series. Wheels within wheels within wheels, devious machinations. That's pretty much what the market is coming to. I'm going to talk about cryptocurrencies, my favorite cryptocurrency, how we can make money off it, and of course, just trying to bring you great stuff. So, I'm setting up the thing. I'm blessed enough to have a member of our room who's helping me put this all together. And what we're going to basically do is we're going to offer you free email alerts on all my names. Now, there's also text messaging that you're going to have to pay a fee because I have to pay a fee. It's free to email you. If you're in the United States, it's going to be a very nominal fee, like $5 to $10 a month, to send you a text message. If you're outside of the US, we'll have to discuss it because based on where you are is based on how much it costs me. But again, we're not talking any serious money. And of course, that rate will be available for the person who's working the 24/7 job. It's going to be a brand new product. I'm going to basically refer to it as I need to find a good name because I'm not an official money manager. I don't have your money inside an account with your name, and I'm not trading for you. However, I am thinking of some slick names, maybe, some form of sexy way to call myself, a money manager without managing your money because you're pressing the buttons at the end of the day. And that would, considering I'm not licensed or have trading authorization over your account, I can't exactly do that. So we're going to set it up where we're going to really cater to everyone. And what this is going to do is if you're working a full-time job, you'll know the overnights I'm taking, you'll know the swing ideas I'm taking, you'll know when I'm exiting them. You'll also know when I'm exiting my Forex trades, which is so important. That might be one of the more important things, to know when I'm exiting my Forex trades. Because a lot of our Forex trades, we enter them, they generally go up in value. And generally, we don't wait for the take profit level to hit. Generally, we sell them early. Now, sometimes that works in our favor. Sometimes it goes higher and we could have made more. But what I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to help you guys build your accounts up. And locking in profits, as they say, never made somebody go broke. Now, it's very easy to say if you're sitting there and you're watching your Forex account 24/7. If you're waking up at night and looking at your Forex account, you're looking at it all day. If that isn't you, I have good news. You'll have someone like me doing that for you. And if I decide to exit out of one of my positions, whether that was the perfect time or not the perfect time to exit, you'll at least have the knowledge that I'm doing so. And you can receive an email for free. As a member of my room, you would get the email for free. And or you can get a text message, and of course, for a very, very minimal fee. So that's going to be the new stuff I'm offering you guys. I don't really like much in this market. You hear me call out a few trades here and there, a couple of them, and then I'm just basically done. I'm just looking at the market and I'm just like, okay, the market gaps up, it goes to all-time highs. I don't see the huge opportunity. Where we really do well in the market is on the pullback. So for example, when the Qs were pulling back here, this is when we had our huge days, coincidentally. Remember Riot? When we rode Riot from 22 to 31? Or 21 and change to 31 actually? And then it pulled back and I said, let it digest. And it digested a little and then it just took off today. Crazy. Do you guys even want me to talk about Elfin? What's to talk about? I sat there and I watched the stock go from 40 to 142. And I said, this is so funny. And then it's trading at $62 after hours right now. If you traded Elfin, you're a gambler. 1-800-GAMBLER. That's the number you need to call. I mean, there are people who blew up their accounts today trading Alpha. Did you know that? I know this one dude. He was watching it go up and get halted. I have a good story for you. I talked to him today. I called him. I said he was an idiot. He agreed with me. I wasn't there to rub salt in his wounds. I was actually trying to help him pull out of it. So I'm the first person he calls. So not a member of our room, money manager. So whatever. And he watched the stock go from 40 to 50 to 60 to 70 to 80 to 90 to 100. And when it opened up after 100, he started loading in at 109 and 110 because he thought it was going to 150. He was almost right. It made a stupid print at 142.82, got halted. Here's the 5 minute. Got halted here after it hit 142.82 and opened up at 64.90. He proceeded to dump his entire position. I'm going to tell you how much he lost. You're going to feel good about your day. I'm going to tell you how much he lost. Anyone want to take a guess in the room? How much this dude lost? He's a money manager, so he's playing with real size. I mean, he literally was talking to me, and he asked me if he should buy it, and I said, no, do not buy it, do not buy it, do not buy it. And then when he bought it, and his average price was like 109 and change, something stupid like that, because he thought it was going to 150. The dude had 50,000 shares. Okay. The dude had 50,000 shares. He's a member of our room, but he's a money manager, so he doesn't really talk. The dude lost over $2 million on this trade. So that's when he comes back to me and he starts talking to me, and I was on the phone with him for an hour. I'm not going to say the guy's name. I mean, I'm not going to. I just want to sort of talk to you guys for somebody. So he's working for one of the bigger firms out there. You guys have heard of the firm before. And he's scared because, obviously everybody's looking at him, and these funds are so performance based that when a trader has a hiccup like this, all eyes in the firm drop upon him in a very negative way. So I just want to basically tell you what I told him, how to climb out of this. And he basically said he was basically exiting out of positions, and his month was very slow. A lot of traders, but there were some people in the firm who just kept holding these stocks like Apple. So they keep holding these stocks like Apple, and they're doing well, and he's all about performance and whatnot, and he needs to deliver results, and that's what goes through this dude's head. So he lost it, a flip switched, he jumped in, the stock jumped up. He told me he was posting orders at 145 to 155, and the stock hits 142.82, plummets, gets halted, and opens up like destroyed. So he sent me a picture of a negative 2 million. It was over 2 million. I'm averaging in his benefit a $2 million loss. A $2 million loss. So what I was telling him was, look, calm down. How are you doing? I could tell you, he was the person who gave us Acogen. He was the person who gave us AMC at good prices and whatnot. So the dude's a really good trader. He knows what he's doing. Actually, really, I gave him Acogen. He just jumped in, but he gave us AMC. I was actually the one who gave you guys Acogen. Point I'm making, it's not about taking credit. It's about how I held his hand through this moment. And the dude's still up for the year, but he's obviously devastated. So, yeah, it's kind of funny this story. Yeah, I'm using the word funny. I basically got the guy to quit snorting cocaine and drinking alcohol. Cocaine is a very big problem in these firms. A lot of the dudes are, doing lines and, again, very high performance, and they got to stay awake, and a lot of them are working real late. I'm not making excuses for the guy, and he was on a cocaine addiction and what I consider an alcoholic. Dude, dude is having, at least 4 drinks after work every day, minimally. And on the weekends, he gets shit faced and he'll have like 15 or more. He doesn't even know. He blacks out. Really intelligent, right? This was last year. So we were talking last year in December, a little later, right around this time of December. And I basically, he was asking me for advice for how to increase his performance, and I had to think about it for a while. And really, it's a lot easier when I see somebody's stats, and he was showing me his stats, and he wanted to get to that next level. And I basically told him at that point, I was like, look, you have to stop. You got to stop this cocaine. You got to stop this alcohol. You got to start eating healthy. I changed his diet. I gave him a diet plan. He quit drinking. He quit cocaine. He was doing the little workouts that I was showing him. And he was very successful this year. He was up like 6 or 7 up until today. And he gave a good portion of his money back. And it was funny because he said it was kind of weird because over this weekend, his company had their holiday party. And he said this weekend was the first time he broke that rule this year. He went in the bathroom. He said he did coke with a couple of his friends from the firm. He said that he was getting drunk, like blackout drunk they have like a company holiday party, and they had their holiday party in the city. And he attended it, and he was just getting like blackout drunk. Like he didn't have a drink or two, like he was drinking. And coincidentally, he comes in on Monday and does the stupidest thing this year. So obviously he's down on himself, and I know a lot of you guys have been doing very, very well in this room, in this environment, and he has as well, even on the overall scheme, even after today. So my point is, when you start breaking rules that you set for yourself, other bad things will happen. It's not like he started to drink a lot and his liver hated him for another day, and then he just woke up and he was a little less healthier. I mean, he took a hard right hook to the face in market terms on a day like today. And basically, I think that's one of the important things you have to learn as a trader. A lot of traders think, well, if there's 250 days of trading in a year, let's say, I know if I make $400 a day, I'll make 100 grand. But we're all smart enough and we know averaging $400 a day doesn't even remotely closely relate to making $400 every day. You'll have losing days. You'll have days where you make, zero. Whenever you have a goal, I always say this, whenever you have a goal, you should be able to have one day where you make 10% of your goal. I stand by that. I've seen too many traders and their numbers. You want to make $1 million? You should have one day at least, where you had a $100,000 day. And I'm rounding off. Oh, you made 85,000, you made 90,000, you made 110,000. You should have a day like that, at least one day. So if you're looking to make, 100,000 in a year by averaging $400 a day, you really need a $10,000 day to really help boost you there. And a lot of you guys are having, there's 2 people besides for myself who are up 6 figures right now on Stitch Fix. And like I say, that's very, very, very important. It's very, very, very important to have those kind of days. So, yeah, the problem is if you're trading and you're losing money in this environment, you're picking the wrong levels, you're picking the wrong stocks, and it's very hard right now, in my opinion. If you came in long overnights, you're beautiful, you're good. You came in long these overnights, like on an overstock was a common one. You came in long any of the big FANG names today, Apple even. You're looking great. But just thought I would share that story with you. We're going to keep our heads on tracks. We're going to do so many great things next year, and I'm going to really improve myself as a broadcaster as well. I think one of the best ways to bring you guys better things is to improve myself. You're going to see me take a lot of big swing positions. Names like Stitch Fix, in which I have a massive P&L and I'm still holding. Like I'm really trying to get focused on the point where the numbers don't make me want to sell. That used to be a big problem of mine. I see a P&L on my screen, I'm like, okay, get rid of it. And a lot of times it was good, and a lot of times I watched it go much higher. There's no real rhyme or reason, but I'm going to be a better trader and I'm going to be a better broadcaster, and I guess that's my pledge to you. And, I know all you guys are in for annuals. I'm, again, not really here to pitch you. I'm just here telling you, I guess, my New Year's resolution plans for this room. So, a lot of cool stuff. Where do we start? OTIV? Is that what we're looking at today? So this company, On Track Innovations, had a nice pop. Says they're developing capabilities to implement the use of bitcoins in its cashless payment solutions. At OTI, we are working hard and intend to rapidly become Bitcoin acceptable in transactions via NFC, Bluetooth, or are you ready for this one? QR code, stated Shlomi Cohen, OTI CEO. They also look forward to integrating Bitcoin acceptance in our innovative ATMs and secure cashless vending products. Interesting. So anytime a company names Bitcoin, do you remember there was a time where all the biotechs were going up? I'm going to remind you, I'm going to show you, like, for example, a monthly of Guild. This was back in 2015 when all the biotechs were exploding through the ceiling. All they had to do was use the word cancer, and they shot up in value. Obviously a terrible drug, but every time they mentioned cancer and a potential cure for cancer, they would shoot up in value. This is like the cancer craze of 2015 with the biotechs. Except now it's happening with cryptocurrency. So OTIV, very nice move. I'm looking for a follow through from 245. Please forgive me for mentioning a name that's at 40 with a 41-cent trigger. I really, unless the setup was really there, I would have ignored it. No real big news that I see today. It's a semiconductor memory stock. The stock has gotten decimated. Look at this high volume bar. I think this is the highest volume bar ever for the name. And you're right near an A plus trigger. This stock could get to 65 cents. I know a 26-cent move doesn't sound a lot, but it would be a 66% move in the name. I think you watch Netlist. I think there's a good chance this stock explodes. Not really a name I trade, but I thought I'd mention it. Speaking of crypto garbage, here's DSS, and I call it garbage because most of these names, will go back down to zero. Let's just be perfectly clear. This is like the dot-com era, and yes, so a lot of the companies succeeded. Amazon, Yahoo, for one, was come Microsoft, Intel, Cisco, but most of them went belly up. Some of them will make it, some of them won't. So they got a blockchain-related trademark circulated, and believe it or not, it's Authentichain, and it, it's kind of funny. They actually own this trademark, and they're basically supplying a new application for this trademark. Not even sure if it got accepted yet. It might be a patent pending, as far as it looks like here. I've never seen a patent for a blockchain before. This is the first time I've ever seen it. And it's basically computer services, namely hosting of a website for utilizing the blockchain system to facilitate the digital authentication of products in a supply chain. And they have their attorney here, Sydney Cockjohn. What an awful name. And they basically have a patent pending. And pretty, excuse me, pretty big move today here on that patent pending. I am looking for a very simple breakout on the hourly of $2.73. That was the high of the hourly right here at 12 o'clock today. And maybe, just maybe, this weird wedge breaks out to the upside. So that's what I'm watching here in DSS tomorrow. I think this is a week where we just focus on crypto names. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have tonight. If you wish to email me and ask questions on YouTube, mark.melnick@t3live.com. And now I'm going to get to all the questions within our room. All right, let's see. Mara. All right, so Mara, these geniuses did a secondary, right? And they dropped the stock to 580. It killed my thoughts on the name. I'm still holding the calls. The true support tomorrow is 526. I don't know if it really gets there. Ryder, very bullish here, Ravi. It actually broke out for the first time today based on my trend lines. And it looks pretty good. I would look for a breakout maybe of 83.67 tomorrow. And Halliburton, let's just delete some of these drawings. Pretty cool. Right up against, careful. I like how it looks bullish overall. You're going to be running into major, look, could have called the day high. Day high tomorrow to break out 45.88. Today's high 45.85. Look right on that resistance line. Just be very careful with this one. I would personally wait for a pullback. That's crazy, Ryan. Oh, thank you. So the email alerts are going to be free for all members of the room. You want the email alerts, they're free. I have to pay data rates to text you guys. And again, we're going to keep it very minimal, and we'll be doing chat. I mean, again, I'm really offering that service not to make money. I'm offering that service to offer you the service and not lose money. That's 4Ms. Hey, Barbara, am I aware of the news on CBI? McDermott to merge with CBI in a $6 billion all. Alright, so that's probably the news that somebody knew about, obviously. And they're merging with McDermott. I'm assuming it's MDR, yup. Interesting, Chicago. I mean, I don't even know what this entails. The trade is based on the closing price. Alright, so CBI shareholders are getting 2.47221 shares of McDermott for each share. Interesting. of CBI. So basically, the CBI share closed at 17.92. So if you want to know what it's worth, you literally do 17.92. Am I doing this right? If I'm not, I'll fix it. 2.47221. Or, you know what? I could just do, this is easier, 2.47221 times the price of MDR, which is 759, the closing price on December 15th. So it closed at 759. So that would officially make your CBI worth $18.76. And CBI closed at 17.92. Should be worth $18.76. So this was the news that some insiders were buying on. Interesting. I have no thoughts about that merger beyond what I said. Mystery solved. Exactly. Hey, Tom. You're not missing much. Your buddy traded 2 shares today. Oh my god. What a player. Yeah. He's never changing, Kathy. If you knew how stubborn he is. Roku got a passive, wow, passive stake, nice. Do I see that passive stake? I actually didn't see it either. Sold Mara. So true, biker. Any new targets on Twitter? Nope. Again, our ultimate target did hit. Yeah, I would say watch the A plus. I don't know if it's an A plus trigger actually. Watch 25 and a quarter. Let me see what it could get you. Maybe 25 and a quarter gets you 26 and a quarter. That's the level I'd watch. I agree, Kathy. Any news? I don't see any news on sale. I mean, I've been really doing nothing with it. I've just been holding my shares. So nothing new for me, Tom, on that one. TEUM. So I was looking at this thing and they gapped it up just a penny. Oh no, now it's up to $1.66. Was at $1.51 before. This is a name to watch tomorrow. I'll write this one down. No thoughts. I'll watch it in the morning and go over and see if it's scalpable though. Have a great one, Kathy. Can I take? Of course I can, Lauren. Wow. Wow. They announced the purchase of 500 S9 Antminer mining rigs, and they're basically buying Bitcoin miners. Their Bitcoin mining operation will be comprised of over 5,000 S9 Bitmains, or Antminers, and they're basically mining Bitcoin. That's what they're doing. Breakout level, $6.20, today's high. Looks good. Priyanka. Apple very bullish. I wouldn't buy it here. Tomorrow, my pullback level to buy Apple, 174.03. Celgene beaten up, still bullish overall despite the red day today. As long as you could hold above 107.73 tomorrow. Autodesk pulled down a little. This one I'm not really that bullish on. It's kind of weird. I could see it going up, but for me, the stock really has to plummet under 96 for me to go long. Under Armour, we bought it today. We bought it right off the bottom today. It was a good scalp. I could have made a lot more if I held it. Still bullish on it. 1433 breakout, but for me personally, I'm going to wait for a pull down in it. Intel, as I told you this morning, extremely bullish. This one actually took off. Love what you're watching here. Breakout level 47.30 on Intel. JD, after the Tencent partnership, got a little bit of a pop here today. Breakout level 42.77. Weibo, I feel weird about that. It's bullish, I think. No opinion. Too many moving averages you broke above, and I don't really trust these Chinese names, especially with like Baba doing what it's doing, So I don't know. I want to see the sexier Chinese names come up in value. Comcast tried to break out today, failed. Support level tomorrow, 38.39. And last but not least, Nvidia broke through my resistance level today. I don't know. Is it going to break 200 and equivocate to a short? Market's been going up at all-time highs, and this stock is trading 20 points off the all-time high. Do I have any thoughts on RYB? No, I do not. This was the Chinese company that did they beat their students, like they beat kids or something supposedly. Like, again, I don't know what's going on in that country. I don't know the laws of that. No opinion. Do I think the overstock run might be over? I think you digest down first. I think it's still bullish. I'm not like excited about the short. Bubble, short SQM. Okay, see if it could break today's low tomorrow, 56.45. It did gap up. It did break through resistance. I would ignore it. CSX long, just like I said yesterday, the CSX was an overreaction. They gapped it down and then popped it up. I continue to remain bullish in CSX. I could see this thing going up to 55.25. ACAM from here, Reinhold, name we're watching this morning, ran into resistance. Still very bullish, as Elliott did take a stake in it. I'd watch it for more of a pullback if you're looking to buy it here, Reinhold. What would be a good level to short Riot tomorrow? What a great question. If you figure that out, let me know. It just pops into no man's land, and it's like nobody really has a good answer for that question. Good question, hard to answer. Can Cody go higher? Yes, but if I'm buying it, I wait for it to go lower. Very bullish. Would have to have like a pullback, pretty big pullback for me to want to watch it. It probably gets through $20. First Solar, another name on our radar today, Dave. For the long side, it broke out. I am bullish. Pullback level to buy tomorrow. Let me actually fix this line. Okay. Pullback level to buy tomorrow is 69.16. Breakout level 71.19. I probably end up watching it. Okay, let's see from some of our other viewers. Hi Mark, your tip of only one trade per name helped me tremendously. Earlier it was very hard to go back to my work because I was mentally and emotionally exhausted from overtrading when I was in the red and trying to break even. Meanwhile, no down days since the email. Perhaps because of your guidance, I already see a change in my mindset. I have the ability to take a loss and not feel desperate to close the day at break even. Much less pressure to trade, fewer trades. Thanks a ton, Samir. My pleasure. I've seen so many traders with that problem before. I had that problem real bad, and I fixed it doing exactly what I told you, so I'm glad it helped you. I know the person who actually ran the Overstock ICO, and, you know, I don't really have a feeling on Overstock long here. You have to remember that we were the ones, calling Overstock, in the $29 range, talking about it going higher. Now it's at 75. Now everybody's interested in it. I mean, you had to buy it when we were buying it over there. I know a lot of us in the room are still long it. We buy it on the pullback. So next pullback you get, I'll look to buy it, but not until then. That's my thoughts. Roku, same thing. Another stock right by all-time highs. Extremely bullish here. Could explode tomorrow to 65 bucks, like on a setup like this. Maybe 63, 64, but you get the point. Very bullish. Personally, I'll either scalp it long tomorrow or ignore it and wait for a pullback. Another name that we caught on the recent pullbacks. Last time we bought it was right here on Wednesday, on December 6th. It grinded up. So that was a really nice one. An ICO is an initial coin offering, Barbara, similar to an IPO, except with a cryptocurrency. I hope you guys enjoyed the NewsBeat nightly trading broadcast. Happy trading, make money, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning on the NewsBeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.